I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with Josh Reese and Aaron Rosa. What's going on, everybody? It's another week. It's another episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Sad side of the ring this week. Really depressing.
It's usually sad.
This episode was like the first 10 minutes of the movie Up.
But the whole thing.
Hard to watch.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, for sure.
No, like, you know, we had like Touch My Pecker. We had the Nazi. You know, we had a lot of interesting
fun stuff.
No, I'm just saying, but we had a lot of like wild and crazy shit.
Yeah.
But like this week, it's just like, here's sadness.
Right.
It's all sadness. No funds, all sadness.
And like, that's the thing is, you know, if you suffer from depression and you watch a story about someone who suffers from depression, and like it starts to put you back in that state,
Yes.
you
Really-
know,
really
because
grabs
like
you.
you kind of get like, in a way, you kind of get like PTSD from it, and you're like, fuck, I remember when I was feeling like that, and then it kind of like drags you back in. So it's kind of like a shame, because it's like, yeah, talking about it's good, but also talking about it brings you back to that state.
And the tough part is, like, again, if you've been there before, you start rooting for them to pull out of it, and when they can't, it hits even harder.
Yeah, it was definitely very tough to watch, for sure. I didn't know much about her. I didn't really watch WCW. Certainly not in '99 when it started being really, really bad.
Yeah.
Obviously I knew of her, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. But first we have to thank a new patron. So thank you to CM Funk.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. Go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. You get the main show, this one ad-free and before everyone else. We've also got over 100 bonus podcasts. That includes brackets and reviews of various shows like The Last of Us, which we're currently doing season 2. About to wrap that shit up. We've also done Daredevil, The Boys, Invincible, The Penguin, Squid Game, X-Men 97, Loki, and Mr. McMahon.
Damn right.
All right. Yeah.
That was a fun train wreck to talk about.
Yes.
We've got other stuff on there. Maybe some brackets coming very soon. But yeah, go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Join the over 200 members that are already on there.
That's awesome. Over 200 already.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Dark Side of the Ring. The Scream Queen, Daffney. They played clips like they do, you know, most wrestlers have done these shoot interviews over their career, and they played clips, various different interviews that Daffney did throughout the show. I think, like one was 2001, which was right after WCW got bought. Then there was like a couple from 2013, 2012, and I think 2010 as well. So they kind of like, even though Chris Jericho's like the voiceover narrator, like they used her to
A lot.
to
her
like,
own
you know,
story.
get us through the episode.
Right.
Which is cool. But yeah, she says she always wanted to be an actress. And then her agent got her an audition for a role in WCW back in 1999. I did not know that.
I didn't know that was a thing at all.
Oh, shit.
Right. Like you would think they were just, because you don't hear about that. Like obviously there are certain sketches and segments where like they would hire actors, because we've seen it on WWE multiple times, like the Bailey This Is Your Life,
Right.
where it's like this was Bailey's childhood friend and boyfriend. We're like, these are the worst actors ever. Like how is this the best they've got?
Right.
But obviously they were casting this role to not be like physical, you know.
Sure,
Well,
yeah.
And it evolved into that because she got over with the crowd.
Yeah, it seems like they hit a home run.
Yeah, it was a kind of odd, like, she was a valet, but not really a valet. Just
Right.
like some crazy chick that walked in, I guess.
And like, look, I have no doubt she had her fans, but just like every Dark Side where they make them seem like they were the greatest wrestler on earth, they were like, oh my God, the crowds are going crazy. And it was like, okay, maybe, but WCW 99, that's when everything started going downhill.
Right.
Downhill fast.
If that's your
99.
If that's your career highlight, was the death throes of WCW.
Yeah. And also, I have no doubt, I'm sure she was entertaining. They showed the clips and, she was entertaining, but she's trying to, she's out there with David Flair. That was the story. Yeah. She came in and her character was she's obsessed with David Flair, who's one of the worst wrestlers of all time. You can't even really call him a wrestler. Just because it was my dad's Ric Flair and I want to do some stuff. Josh just figured it out.
Oh, shit.
Josh just figured it out.
No,
Holy shit.
No.
Holy fuck.
No, I just realized this was the guy that Paige was referencing. Your little brother, David.
No.
No?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
No, he had more than one son. Reed. This is not the son that died. No.
Okay, mine's still blown.
Yeah, this is not the one that died.
Wow.
Yikes.
Okay.
DDP, they showed a clip where DDP was about to crowbar David Flair in the balls.
Yes.
If you pay attention, you can see that was the angle that he was going for. But then Daffney ran out and laid over David's body to protect him. So that was her debut, I guess. They showed a video where I guess that was what you saw first, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we saw her video where she's talking about how she loves David Flair first or when she ran out to go protect him. But that's how she started out in WCW.
This sounds like a gimmick that during that Attitude time, maybe she could have gotten over in WWF also.
Right.
Because they were doing shit like the Oddities and stuff like that.
That's true.
Maybe she could have had a place there.
Right. So Daphne's real life brother said she always had the loud scream ever since she was a child. And of course, they played her scream multiple times. But if you're kind of hot, you can get away with it. And
this is why Vicky Guerrero did not get over?
Right. Yeah. Well, Vicky was way more annoying. A hot crazy girl screaming is not the worst thing ever.
Sure.
I mean, I thought she was pretty. She was attractive in her WCW and early TNA days, for sure.
She was cute.
Yeah.
In a Lita kind of way, I guess.
Right. Yeah. They also interviewed Daphne's father, and he mentioned that she was in 3 movies before the age of 10.
That's crazy.
And they showed a couple clips of that.
I think one of them was Santa Claus the movie. Have you ever seen that piece of shit?
No.
Oof. Don't.
Like a TV movie?
No, it was a theatrical movie.
Oh my God.
With Dudley Moore as an elf.
Wow.
Do not.
And
save yourself.
What's the plot? Does he just deliver the presents? He's like, all right, goodbye, everybody.
John Lithgow is like an evil toy maker or something and trying to, kill Santa Claus or something.
No.
This actually does sound interesting.
It's rough.
No.
I tried to show it to my mom one year for Christmas Eve. She's like, what the fuck are you showing me here?
Why would you show that to her?
I don't know.
Just to fuck with her?
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun.
Oh my God. So yeah, Daphne's run in WCW was supposed to be really short, but she got over as we talked about. She had a gymnastics background, so they taught her how to do some spots in the ring safely, or so they say.
Kinda.
They showed a clip of her doing a Frankensteiner, but for her they called it the Franken Screamer.
Not bad.
Sure.
And then she even became the Cruiserweight champion for a short period.
Okay, now I get it. So this was the downfall. Okay, I gotcha.
I told you, Josh, everyone becomes the Cruiserweight champion.
No kidding, it seems. Anybody and everybody.
Which I looked it up. First, her and that other wrestler Crowbar, who I never fucking I knew of her. I didn't know of Crowbar.
I loved it. I'm wrestler, as some people would know, Crowbar.
He's like, the only way anyone knows me is Crowbar, and no one knows me.
And even then,
my mom doesn't even know me outside.
My mom calls me Crowbar. Yeah, no, but they beat Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch to win the Cruiserweight Championship. They were
Sonny?
Yes, they were co-Cruiserweight champion. And then Daffney and Crowbar had to fight each other, and Daffney beat him to become the Cruiserweight champion.
interesting.
That was WCW in 1999, everyone.
Okay. So the end. No, that wasn't the beginning of the end. The end.
Well, then Vince Russo took over, and it was even worse.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a few years. So then WWE bought WCW in 2001, and she had a developmental deal with WWE, but she was let go after 9 months. They showed footage of her like in a WWE ring, but they said she never made it to TV. So I'm guessing that was just like maybe a dark match they filmed, or maybe it was like something they put on Shotgun Saturday Night or whatever, so, something like that. Who knows?
It is kind of crazy, and I guess me and you were kind of talking before the show. It's that during that time, WWF was just looking for tits and whatnot. Because I was like, she's interesting.
Yeah.
And her scream and stuff like that. She seems like she would work, but she's like an actual wrestler, not just tits.
But like also WWF had Luna in the past. I mean, Luna was around in the Attitude Era, and her whole thing was that she's hideous and brutal. And so like there could have been a spot for her, but Vince McMahon is an odd guy, and obviously not everyone can make the company, make the roster. So
well, they had Sister Sherry too before, right?
Yeah, but
and
way
she
before.
kind of reminded me of Sister Sherry a little bit. Maybe it's just like the hair and whatnot, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Sure, it just doesn't work out for some people. That's all.
That's true.
It's either back, when Vince was in charge. It's just does he like you or not? That's it.
Yeah,
and we've seen Vince not like plenty of very talented people.
Yes.
She fucking sneezed in his presence.
Maybe
and
that
it was all
it.
over.
Yeah, or maybe she just said no.
No to the shit.
Yeah, I was trying to be subtle and you ruined it.
There's no subtlety with me, Andrew. I just rip Band-Aids off. That's all I do.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Yeah. She said after that, she went through a period of extreme depression. She barely slept. She developed a stutter. And then she eventually asked her father for help, and she was officially diagnosed as bipolar. She took the medication, but the side effects gave her headaches, made her vomit, and her brother said that because of this, she wouldn't take it consistently.
Yeah.
But then in 2003, Daffney started wrestling on the indie circuit. She wrestled for an all-women's wrestling company called Shimmer, which is, I guess it was trying to be like...
Glow,
right? Yeah. And then they interviewed one of Daffney's ex-boyfriends. He said they dated for 4 years. And you could tell, like, he really loved her because at the end of the episode, he was crying about her death and everything. But
it was, this was heartbreaking because at the beginning, he's like, yeah, I get it. We just, we had our moment in time.
Yeah.
It was what it was. And then you see later, no. Nice try, buddy, but she meant a lot more to you than that.
A lot of people were really, when they were remembering her and stuff like that, were really shooken up. She seemed to have touched a lot of people, and mental health is definitely something that people struggle with. And
yeah, it wasn't an episode of Darkseid where the wrestler was a piece of shit and he died and everyone's glad they're dead.
Right.
It seemed like she was a really nice person that everyone liked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he basically said the bipolar disorder was, the cause of them not working out.
Right.
Obviously.
Sure.
So then Daffney got signed to TNA, and they called her the Governor as a parody to Sarah Palin.
Topical.
And at first it's like, oh, maybe it'll be subtle. But then, like, they played a clip, and they were like, oh, kick by Governor Palin. So they just called her Governor Palin. They didn't even just call her the Governor.
She's here. She's really here,
Governor
guys.
Palin.
It was not subtle at all.
And... like, the people on this episode acted like this was a great gimmick. It was like, come on, guys. Come on. At least admit they gave her some stupid fucking gimmick, and then she was saved by Dr. Stevie Richards, who helped her realize who she really was. Like, fine. Like, let her be Daffney again. But the Sarah Palin thing, please. Yeah. Like, that was stupid. Like, porn was doing parodies of Sarah Palin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I watched them all.
Oh, did you?
Sarah Palin, that was a huge turn on for me back in the day.
Starring one of our former coworkers, Josh.
Really?
Yeah. What was her name, that porn star? Lisa Ann?
Tits.
Lisa Ann.
That's right. She used to do the fantasy football with Ted.
Lisa Ann.
You
remember Lisa Ann, the porn star?
She looked familiar.
She was the one that would be Sarah Palin in the porns. Why am I looking up Sarah Palin? Lisa Ann. No, that's not her. Lisa Ann Walter? No, Lisa Ann, the porn star. This one.
He's got
Oh,
safe search
yeah.
on.
Yeah, everyone
it.
knows Lisa Ann. At one point, she was the most popular porn star for some reason.
Not big on names.
There's a lot
Yes.
of people that like Sarah Palin.
Oh, I should have just showed Aaron her tits. And you'd be like, oh, right, of course.
Oh, I know her.
Pick those out of the lineup.
But no, I say coworker, but like she would constantly make appearances on
but
sports
with Ted to do
sports
fantasy
radio
football.
610.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And she would pretend to know sports. She didn't know anything
That was
about
funny.
sports.
This week I think I'm gonna take Tom Brady.
She had talking notes for her fucking talking about sports. She didn't know shit.
She got paid to do it.
She was on like 100 different fantasy leagues because she would go on every sports show.
Wow.
It was so pathetic. Like just for these radio shows, be like, hey, we're gonna have a porn star on today. It's radio, first of all, and you're not Howard Stern. She's not gonna ride the Sibian. So like, all you're gonna do is talk sports with a porn star who doesn't know about sports.
Hey.
So Lisa Ann, give me your sleepers this week.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna sleep with this football player.
Girls got to make a living.
I get it, but it was just stupid to do that. And then like, you know, she's in the studio and all the guys are giggling. Oh, we're all gonna. No, you're not gonna fuck her. You're not gonna fuck her.
No.
I mean, you could, but you have to pay her. You know, maybe some of them did.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anyways, back to Daffney. We got sidetracked with the whole Sarah Palin thing. Mick Foley says he wanted to work with Daffney because he loved what she was doing. And then he said, I had no idea that the match that we were in together would be the beginning of the end.
Damn.
And they showed a clip of Abyss pushing Daffney off the middle rope, and she went through a barbed wire table outside the ring.
Right.
The problem was she hit her head on the floor when she fell.
The fucking insane thing about that bump is that that's a regular bump in AEW.
Of course.
Fucking, they miss the table 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I've seen Matt Hardy's brains on the floor. I've seen fucking Willow. Anna Jay fucking did that.
Right.
Willow fucking nearly decapitated
Anna
herself.
Jay fucking head bounced right off the fucking ground.
Yes.
They're so fucking stupid. They didn't learn their lesson.
It's insane. I hope those wrestlers were watching Daffney this week.
Right.
There was also a clip in here. I think I saw her take a thumbtacks bump.
Right.
There was not a lot of female wrestlers back during that era that were taking tack bumps.
Yeah. One of the other female wrestlers who was her friend said that Daffney wasn't sure she wanted to do the table bump.
But it was weird because...
And then Mick Foley was like, she wanted to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, who am I supposed to believe?
Right. Maybe I'm sure she probably told Mick Foley and the other wrestlers, like, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. And then privately she told her friends, like, I'm worried about this.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
scared
again,
to death.
like, she wasn't really a wrestler. It was
Right.
an actress that they made a wrestler, which
Yeah.
that could work out sometimes. But these are dangerous bumps to take for men,
Right.
which makes them even more dangerous for women.
And they made it clear she was very conscious and worried about losing her spot. Like,
Yeah.
like she was going to tell Mick
Yes.
Foley, I'm afraid to take a bump. No
Right.
way. No way.
Yeah.
Mick Foley's like, okay, I'll just find another bitch. But you're right. They did mention that throughout this entire episode that she was worried that being sidelined would get her replaced.
That's how it works. So, yes.
That's every wrestler.
She got a concussion. She broke her arm. Foley said she had no memory of the match. Like, she said she didn't know where she was, what happened.
Oof.
And then she eventually returned to TNA after some months, even though her doctor told her never to wrestle again. And then she had a match with a new female wrestler named Rosie Lotta Love,
Oh, boy.
who makes Nia Jax look thin.
If you're an AC/DC fan, ooh, she's a whole lot of Rosie.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
I thought it was Big Bertha.
Dude.
No, come on.
No?
Did you see that drop she did? She
Yeah.
works like fucking Mabel. Where
Right.
she just drops all her weight on you and just fucking hurts people.
I mean, yeah, she was a green wrestler. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She jumps up and lands with her ass right on Daphne's chest, but for real. Oof. She got a bruised sternum, Daphne, and then she continued the match and got another concussion. So they really fucked her up by putting her in with a green wrestler that didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Right.
Daphne then filed a workers' comp claim on TNA because they wouldn't pay her medical bills for the injuries she suffered in the ring, which just reminds you how fucked up the wrestling business at least was back then. Like WWE now, if you get hurt, they'll pay for it. You know, you don't have they don't pay for your insurance, but if you do get hurt in the ring, they do pay for your surgery and everything like that.
Right. So she was taking one for the team back then, trying to get a little bit more, I guess, publicity over like how wrestlers are treated and whatnot. Right. We're all independent contractors, which I guess they still are, but at least health-wise, they're treated a little bit better.
So yeah, she settled, and her ex said part of the settlement was they gave her 1,000 of her action figures. Like, here you go sell these. Like, that's it? Did he mean like that's all she got? Like the settlement was, we'll give you action figures? Like, I hope she got at least some money.
I think if I heard it right, it was a part of it. So who knows? Maybe she got $150 and 1,000 action figures.
It's like
that's fucking crazy.
Vince fires Warrior. You can keep your comic books.
Keep the university.
Yeah. So then she teamed up with other female wrestlers to raise awareness for bipolar disorder. They got matching tattoos. Her friends and family said the concussions made her bipolar disorder even worse.
Yeah.
She suffered from headaches, vertigo, and she was forced to retire from wrestling. She made appearances at conventions to make money, but she missed wrestling, and Mick Foley was like, for her, losing wrestling was like losing the love of her life. Sure. So she took it bad.
And that's pretty crazy for someone that just got into wrestling as like as an acting gig.
Right.
She ended up developing like a real love for wrestling.
Yeah.
Which makes, I guess, what happened to her even more a little bit painful.
Right.
She actually did seem to care.
So yeah, Daffney started self-medicating. She was drinking and driving. She got into multiple car accidents and was forced to go to rehab. One of her friends said the night before going to rehab, she contemplated committing suicide, but her friend made her promise that she wouldn't, which is important later. Also, her bipolar medication made her gain a lot of weight. And I mean, they showed the difference, like, of her, like, my God. I mean, she was this beautiful woman, and then now she's 100 pounds heavier at least.
No, it kind of reminds me of, like, what happened to Sunny. Like, Sunny, beautiful lady, but if you see pictures of her now, unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Same as Daffney.
And she was also diagnosed with a thyroid issue, which makes you gain weight as well.
Yep.
And they said it made her bipolar medication not work. Then COVID came, and they said she felt even more alone than ever, which, like, if you were, like, I was living alone during COVID. So, like, those 3 months we weren't really allowed to step outside. Those were rough, so I get it. And depending on where you lived, all the laws were different of when we were allowed to do shit again. But
right.
And then on September 1st, 2021, she went live on Instagram and read her suicide note while holding a gun. They don't mention this on the episode, but she was holding a gun on Instagram Live. And I remember, I was on Twitter that night, and people were posting clips of her Instagram Live on Twitter. Like, Daffney is currently on Instagram Live holding a gun.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, I didn't realize how recent the death was, but that's crazy.
Yep. And she also said she wanted her brain donated for CTE testing. And her brother said he saw her on Instagram Live, started getting ready to go to Atlanta. They didn't say, like, where he lived or anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, how far it would take him to get there.
Right.
But obviously it sounds like he lived in a different city, at least. Yeah. And then one of her friends said when Daffney saw her name on Instagram Live, she said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to break my promise."
Oh, that was so painful.
And you have, like, all of her friends and family members calling, texting nonstop. She wouldn't reply to anyone.
She had so many people calling her. Her voicemail filled up.
Yeah.
When that happens, call the police.
They did.
They did.
Someone did mention that they called the cops.
But I'm just, for people out there, if you have a friend or something like that, call the police.
Right.
Don't just keep trying to call the phone. But yeah, that's rough. I can only imagine if I was close to somebody that started doing that.
So her brother and her parents went to her place. They were knocking on her door, but there was no answer. So they called the fire department to knock down the door, and the firemen found her dead by a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. So she was serious about the brain thing because she didn't shoot herself in the head. She, But
Now,
at least like the firemen found her body. It wasn't her family.
that'd be rough,
You know,
yeah.
like so. At least there's
did
that. But
she actually do it on Instagram Live?
No.
Okay.
no,
She just ended the stream and
She
then
ended the stream and then shot herself. Yeah.
it's sad.
But it was sad. I remember that night, like Mick Foley, like was tweeting out, like, "Please, if anyone's near Daffney, please help." You know, like,
Yeah.
there were a lot of wrestlers, but obviously Mick Foley being Mick Foley, that's the one you remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, her father then talks about how he wishes he could have talked to her one more time. He was like, "I think I could have talked her out of it. If she knew how much it would have hurt me, she wouldn't have done it." But yeah, she donated her brain to the University of Boston. Her brother says they found CTE, but like they didn't know like how much. They were like, I don't understand how this shit works, right? But they were just like, yeah, they found CTE, but they didn't know like how much she had. I don't know. The way he talked about it sounded strange, but
Well, they did say hers was the first female brain donated for this.
That's
Which was
true.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not crazy. I mean, because usually this is for like football players.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's
Wrestlers.
crazy that she was the 1st. It's kind of neat that she was a trailblazer in that way.
Yeah.
You know, she really cared about this disease, and while she ended her own life, she was able to try to advance the studies.
Chris Benoit was like one of the first. Like that's the crazy thing, 2007.
Yeah.
So yeah, then Mick Foley tells the story of how he watched an episode of Forensic Files about this little girl who survived being run over in a parking lot, but she had a lot of medical issues from it. And then Foley said he Googled her name and then saw that Daffney had a match with her, and he watched it on YouTube. The girl's name was Vicky Lyons, and she always wanted to have a wrestling match, so Daffney gave that to her. And even let her win and everything. So it's a pretty cool moment. Very nice of her.
I really appreciated this portion of the episode because I was like, we cannot end on so much darkness. We needed a little bit of light here.
Yeah.
And having that was so nice that Daffney, it just showed that Daffney was, a true steward of the business,
Yeah.
But also even extra painful because all of this happened to someone who everybody liked and had such a good heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the episode ends with all of her friends and family just talking about how much they love and miss her. So, yeah, very sad, but
Tough one.
that's part of it when you watch Dark Side of the Ring.
I guess they all can't be about crazy weirdos.
No,
Only so many ODs, I guess.
right? Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to the news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. So, to no surprise, Marvel has officially changed the release dates of the next 2 Avengers films. They are delayed.
Of course.
Sure.
Avengers Doomsday moves from May 1st of next year to December 18th of 2026, which I mean, like, they just started filming. There was no way this movie was going to be done.
No.
Like, the special effects, the editing, they were not going to be done a year from now.
This always seemed like a ridiculous time
Timeline.
frame
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
that really. Yeah.
Like, and we'll take it. Like, push it back as much as you need to assure that the graphics look
Right.
good.
yes.
For the story to be good. Anything.
Yeah.
You know what? And also, I'm never going to believe any more Marvel releases when they're like, this is what we've got for the next 10 years. We're going to have this,
Yeah.
this, and this, and this. Go fuck yourself. All that stuff is either delayed or 90% of it won't even come out.
Yeah.
Everything is just like,
Avengers Secret Wars moves from May 27th, 2027 to December 17th, 2027. So these are both like Christmas movies now. Christmas releases.
Very odd.
Yeah. Maybe they're worried. Like, maybe Marvel is worried since like their last 2 movies. Let's see. Thunderbolts and Captain America.
yeah.
Despite what you think of them, they're losing money. Hundreds of millions of dollars, both movies are losing money. Maybe they're worried that like because December's really the best month to do it.
Right.
Like December is a lot of movies come out in December just because like all the relatives and everyone's out of work. So like
It's a lot
The
of time.
theaters fill up. At least they used to.
Yeah, Star Wars used to always release in like December and stuff like that.
Maybe that's part of it too.
Yeah, but families usually during that time when everybody's in, you're usually going to see like Disney movies and nonsense like that. Families don't go see the Avengers together. Like this is a whole other summer movie kind of thing, I think.
I mean, yeah, but they're going with December now. Do you think that now? Here's the thing: are these the final release dates, or do they get moved again?
I would gather they get moved again.
I get a feeling they bump it out to like the first one, Doomsday, maybe spring 27.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I would say for sure Secret Wars. I would say for sure Secret Wars gets moved.
As many people are going to be in these two movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how are you even going to finish both of them?
And as many reshoots as they're going to have to do
on even this schedule.
I'm going to guess right now Secret Wars is like June, July of 2028.
Right. Next summer.
Yeah. For sure.
Jesus.
So Spider-Man Brand New Day is still scheduled to come out on July 31st of 2026.
Lies.
And after Fantastic Four, it will be a full year before the next MCU film releases, which is Spider-Man.
That's fine.
If it
Just get it right.
If it does come out July 31st.
Right.
So we'll see. But I will appreciate the break. I'll just say that. I'll appreciate the full year that we get off of Marvel.
Yes.
Well, it won't be a
it's
full
needed.
year. They're going to have TV shows in between. Ironheart is coming out.
Josh, I'm not watching Ironheart.
Yet. The
No.
fans might demand it.
I don't fucking care. There's no way. They're not going to demand that. Please.
Probably not.
They just don't get it. Keep us salivating and waiting for the next movie. It's not a good thing having a new Marvel movie every 4 months.
Dude, when we did the when we did the MCU tier list, we were like, Iron Man came out in 2008. So did the Hulk. All right, they both came out the same summer. And then it wasn't until like the next year was the next film. Then the next year was the next. You know what I mean? Like it would be like one film pretty much a year. And
Yes.
Then the Avengers, and then they just went crazy. Marvel never should have been like, let's make movies about every superhero. Like, even if you like the first Ant-Man or whatever, Ant-Man was never a popular superhero before the MCU. Like, he never should have gotten a movie.
Let's do Moon Knight.
Captain Marvel should have never gotten a movie. So many they should have just appeared.
TV shows.
They should have just appeared in the Iron Man movie or Captain America. You know what I mean? Like,
Agreed.
They should have gotten their own movies. That was part of the problem to begin with. Just too many heroes, too many movies to do.
Yep.
So, all right, let's move on. Next up on the Box Office podcast, Ryan Reynolds revealed that he pitched an idea of an R-rated Star Wars like movie or TV show to Disney. He said it doesn't have to be overt A+ characters. There's a wide range of characters you could use. I'm not saying I want to be in it. I'd want to produce and write or be behind the scenes.
Please, enough with the Star Wars. Give us a break.
Well, that's another one we need a break of.
Make us miss it and want it.
I'm fine with more Star Wars. I want different stories. I mean, like it all seems like it's still around like Luke and all this other stuff and all this bullshit. Even tangibly related, like Ashoka season 2 is about to come out. That's still tangibly related to those mofo. I just want to see different things and different adaptations on R-rated Star Wars. That sounds great.
Like, I fucking love Star Wars, and if you've got me saying enough is enough, let's get a little break, you've gone a little overboard.
There's too much of everything now.
Yeah.
Marvel and Star Wars should both, at the most, be releasing one film a year.
Yes.
At the most.
Yes.
Think about it. You get one Spider-Man film, then you get Avengers, and then you get a Thor film the next year. Like, then you spread it out, and they actually feel important again.
Right.
And you have time to miss it. And oh my God, Marvel's back for another movie. Yeah, how much money do you fucks need to make? How many parks do you have now? I mean, my God.
Too many.
But yeah, I would be interested in an R-rated Star Wars, sure. That's
sure.
what Rogue One kind of felt like. It was as close to R as you could get.
Andor.
Yeah.
Maybe not R, but
Absolutely.
still
Right.
intense.
Also, Deadline reports that Legendary Pictures live-action Street Fighter movie
Yes.
They're looking to cast Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Our tribal chief. How about that?
Wow.
Who's
Let's-
going to be Blanca?
Let's have Roman Reigns as Guile.
That's funny.
Let's do that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Jason Momoa, Blanca.
Sure.
Okay.
That's crazy.
We'll see what they do there.
That's a wild casting.
That might be like a movie we have to review. If they make it, hopefully they make it fun. Don't take yourself seriously.
If it's fun
it's
and
Street
bad,
Fighter guys.
Yeah,
if it's fun and bad, I'm in.
right. Also, Conan O'Brien has been cast in Toy Story 5, if anyone cares.
Well,
I'm
again,
not
we were
gonna
just
see it
talking
unless
about
I
there's
have to.
too many. There's a 5th Toy Story coming out? Jesus.
Yeah. I still haven't seen... No, I didn't see 3. I saw 4 because I took my kids to 4, but I never saw 3.
4 was the one with the fork?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
and Keanu Reeves.
Oh, shit.
As
Was
the,
Keanu Reeves the fork?
No, he was the Daredevil action figure, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about Toy Story. Also, in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Tom Cruise said, "I'm never going to stop acting. I'm going to make movies into my 100s."
Until you're 90.
Yeah. Like, of course this guy thinks he's going to live past 100. Of course he does.
Right.
Sure.
He probably thinks he's going to break the world record for longest lived person.
He'll be
Probably.
100 looking the same as he is today.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's going to keep on making movies until he can't grab onto an airplane anymore.
That's probably true, yeah.
He's got those Paul Rudd genetics.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right. That's all I've got, so take it away, fellas.
So who knows if this is true or not, but Screen Rant is reporting that Elizabeth Olsen will not appear in the upcoming Avengers movie. She says she's filming a pilot for FX.
Right, because
Okay.
that's something who's totally not appearing in the movie would say.
I'm
Wink,
just
wink.
Right.
telling you what they're saying, but yeah,
Can't
who
believe
knows?
anything.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
never.
you don't know.
You can never believe what they're saying.
The cast is already so huge, though, and her character is supposedly dead. But of course, it's
That's
Marvel. You could undo anything.
The other thing I had was so it's already, of course, been confirmed that season 3 of The Last of Us is happening, and apparently they've already shared that it will be the Abby story.
Yeah, and look, we're not going to talk spoilers here, but
No.
that makes sense because that's what the game did. I don't. We talked about it on the Last of Us podcast, which is on patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. It might be better if it's just Abby, honestly.
Sure,
But that is part of the game. You do play a big chunk of the game just as Abby, and you don't play as Ellie for a while. So
but I guess it just means that we're probably not going to see Abby the rest of the season, I would imagine. But who knows? I mean, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got this week. We probably cleaned it up. Yeah,
what?
yeah.
So just say, Aaron, it's your turn.
Aaron, it's your turn, buddy.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks
Aaron,
for saving me.
lead in.
Aaron, clean it up for us.
Clean
Let's
it
clean
back,
it up.
clean up, and hit a home run.
Thanks, Josh. So, in proof we are living in idiocracy, production has begun on a skibbity toilet movie.
Fuck off.
If you have kids, you know what this is.
Jesus Christ.
I shit you not.
I still don't know what it is.
It's to be directed by Michael Bay.
This is real?
This is real.
Is it
and
exploiting toilets?
And that's not all. They got the visual effects supervisor that worked on Avatar and Titanic.
What the
to do
fuck
this
is
fucking
happening?
I,
This is a movie or a...
it's a movie. This is a fucking movie
Well,
that Michael Bay is directing.
I mean,
Michael Bay to direct a movie about viral meme that could be the next Marvel. Yeah.
that's insane.
That's a hell of a soundbite.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised just because
No.
you could see, like, the Minecraft movie was
Made
just nonsense.
Yeah, millions and
But
millions.
at least-
Nonsense.
but at
Millions.
least-
It made billion.
but at least that was a game that was just like an empty slate that you could just write a story and superimpose it on Minecraft. This
Wow.
is just insane nonsense.
Michael Bay, you fucking
Yeah.
money grubbing bitch.
What the fuck?
This is that's Skibbity Toilet. Yeah. It's
What
just
is this?
It's just a guy
It's
in
a
a...
series of
toilet?
just these
Yeah.
nonsense internet videos.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I will not be watching.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Josh?
No, it looks scary.
Seems right up your alley.
Yeah. Moving on, in proof, we're living in the studio. A live action / animated hybrid whack-a-mole movie. is in
Fucking
the
Christ.
works.
What the-
Jesus.
I
What is
fucking
happening?
I hate Hollywood right
is
now.
happening?
I hate it.
Where are you
you can't tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Everything sucks now in Hollywood except for a few fucking things, and it's getting worse.
I should have brought my popcorn to watch Andrew's head explode.
It's getting worse, dude. We gotta just go fucking watch old movies that we haven't seen yet.
Yes.
Like classic movies that were like, fuck, I never saw that, gotta watch it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Aaron's about to announce that there's going to be a live action pinball movie.
Damn it.
Like, what are these? Like, people are just like, what can we make live action next?
I mean, that is the studio. Yeah, I mean, that's what the studio's
It's
making fun of.
absolutely the
There's
studio.
gonna
Fucking
be a-
Kool-Aid movie.
making the
A
Kool-Aid
live
movie.
action Hot Wheels movie coming out soon?
Matchbox Cars.
Matchbox-
Starring John Cena.
Jesus.
Okay, moving on. We've got Andrew angry enough.
What else do you want to piss me off about?
I won't piss you off anymore, I promise. Okay,
Here it comes.
Cillian Murphy and Daniel Craig are in talks to star in a prison drama. So if you ever wanted to see James Bond fuck the Scarecrow, this is the movie for you.
Oh, that sounds promising.
Sounds promising.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, he's going to star in a new psychological thriller.
Pass.
For A24. Dude,
Yeah.
did you ever see Arnold making psychological thrillers? What's your wheelhouse, buddy? You make $1 billion making ridiculous action movies. Give us that.
Just
You
go
know,
back
have
to
enough-
Fast and Furious.
We have enough psychological thrillers without you jumping into this too.
That's probably going to be the cheapest film he's ever made. It's A24.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He took a discount.
Yep. Okay, enough stuff that's pissing me off. Here's a fun one. Alan Richardson. Too bad Joe's not here because this would
Oh, he'd pop.
make him happy. He's going to be working on a new action-adventure movie called Fortune. They're describing it as Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Memento. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm in.
Nice.
I did see that apparently there's the next season of Reacher. They were filming at like an actual Cubs game.
Yes.
He was in the stands at a Cubs game. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yes. Yeah, so this guy's good. Him in a action-adventure movie should be a lot of fun.
This is the same guy that said he would play Batman for free, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of
I don't mind
putting
him.
his name out there for
I
that.
don't mind him.
I also have a little bit of Punisher news. A couple, actually.
Okay.
One in Marvel Comics, not movies, but Marvel Comics. Punisher, as we know him, he's been kind of gone for a little while. They've done some weird stories with him. He joined the Hand. He had like a magical story. Some entirely other dude took over the Punisher mantle. None of those worked. But coming in September, Frank Castle is back in Punisher Red Band. If you don't know what Red Band means, this is their like R-rated series for like excessive graphic violence and shit. And how's this for a concept? He gets in some kind of fight. He gets injured and gets amnesia, so he doesn't know who he is or what's going on.
Okay.
And he's got like a 5-issue story arc to just rampage and figure out what he needs to do and what the issue is with him. So that's something I'm going to be jumping on in September. And also,
Interesting.
there's some rumors about the Punisher special that's coming out on Marvel.
Oh, right.
The
Nice.
rumor I heard is that they're going to be taking on a female lead villain. And I
Okay.
immediately got hard because there's only one female villain that makes sense for this.
Oh.
And that's Ma Nucci. If you've ever read the Garth Ennis story, Welcome Back, Frank, it's one of the best stories there ever was. She plays basically an Italian crime boss, head of the family, and it was a great, great story. If they do Ma Nucci and they do it right, this could be really, really good.
But you hate Italian mob bosses and you hate Italians.
Yeah, but this is the Punisher.
It sounds like Goodfellas with the Punisher.
The Punisher trumps Italian mob people.
okay.
Yes.
This is going to be the Penguin, huh?
Yes. No.
Nice.
What are you talking
The
about?
Penguin had an Italian mob boss, the lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but she's
Sophia?
more bad.
Gigante.
Sophia was
Gigante.
more like an assassin. She was like cunning and deadly. Ma Nucci is just like, she's a mob boss basically,
Gabagool.
but she's
gonna
she's
kill you,
awesome.
Josh.
Yes. And the last thing I had, one of our listeners mentioned, I think last week, if we were on Letterboxd. I checked it out and I started up an account. It's pretty cool, actually. You can rate all kinds of movies. You can make lists and stuff. You can make a watch list for yourself. So if anybody cares, I made mine Hogwash Aaron.
Nice.
I started a list, so if anybody is interested, I can put movies on there that I think listeners might be interested in.
Is it an app or a website?
No, it's a website.
Okay.
There might be an app also, but
Is it like social media? Can I comment on your list? This is trash, Aaron.
I'm still exploring it to see how the functionality works and everything. I'm still playing around with it, but it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
How do you rate the movies? Like, what's the scale? Is it like 5 stars or 1?
5 stars, but you can do halves. So,
Okay.
so like if you want to do a 7, you can do like 3.5 or something.
Nice.
What about if the movie was in the Tokyo Dome?
Shut up.
God damn it, Josh.
Not doing that.
I just stumbled across this. Apparently, Squid Game season 3 is coming out June 27th.
That's not new.
That's not new.
We've been
I
talking
just
about
had
that for
seen
months.
that. Okay.
Oh, good, Josh. Thank you. What else did you not know?
That's pretty much it this
Spell
week.
squid.
Well, it's right in front of me, but SQUID.
Oh, no.
SQUID.
It was right in
Jesus.
front of you and you spelled it wrong.
SQUID. Jesus.
Now close your eyes and say it.
SQUID. Bam. Bam.
Bam! Got
Bam.
Nailed
10th
it.
try. Got it.
Third try, if that.
What are you watching this week, Josh?
Actually, I'm watching The Diplomat. It's with Cary Adams.
Cary Grant. Wow, Cary Grant.
Wow.
What is the name I'm thinking of?
Interesting.
Brand new.
When did Cary Grant die?
Brand new Cary Grant
1986.
movie.
Tell
No.
us more, Josh.
Who am I? I can't remember her fucking name.
Jesus
But
Christ.
no, it's about American diplomat who is just learning.
Carrie
the ropes
Russell.
of- Carrie Russell.
You
I
confused
was
Carrie
so
Russell,
close.
a female,
Not even the same
to
gender.
Cary Grant,
I was
a
so
male.
close. I got the Carrie part. I was right. Carrie.
Yeah, he was right, guys.
Carrie
He was right.
Russell. Yeah, but she's learning the ropes on how to be a diplomat and that whole world and lifestyle. It's kind of interesting.
Okay,
It's 2 seasons on Netflix.
nice. Aaron?
I watched Mission Impossible.
I also watched Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yes.
Did you see it, Josh?
No, I want to.
Don't see it, Josh.
But the first one was good. It was cool.
you mean the last one?
Of the last
That was like number 7 or 6 or something.
Part
but
one.
yeah.
I thought it was worth a theater see. It was not as good as the last one. The last one was Dead Reckoning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not as good as the last one, but
Not
it's-
even close.
there are some slow parts, but I think it's still worth a theater watch.
Not to me. I felt like my time was wasted being in that theater. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
That's movies now.
So-
Very long. Yes.
So that's, over 3 hours in the theater if you get there on time with trailers and everything.
that's true.
The first hour, I'm not going to spoil anything. Because there's not much to spoil. The first hour and a half of the movie is like exposition, just like the world's gonna end, the world's gonna end, the world's gonna end. It's your fault. Hey, did you know the world's gonna end? It's your fault. Hey, there was way too much. I felt like I was lost, even though the plot was so simple. I did not enjoy it. I was like, get to the fucking action already. It wasn't until the last half hour with the planes that it got interesting for me.
I agree it started slow, and they probably could have cut some of the
half
first
the
half
movie.
of the movie. They definitely could have made some cuts there. But the second half of the movie was every bit Mission Impossible. There was good action there.
Okay.
I probably won't rewatch it again, but that's kind of all the Mission Impossible movies. Watch them once in the theaters, get some popcorn.
That's true. But I could maybe watch Dead Reckoning again at home, if I wanted to. You could have fun because it's it's nonstop action. There was so much talking, and they're talking about nonsense. I mean, the way this AI thing operates in this film, it's like, oh, this AI thing is all knowing, and it's like God. It knows everything. It has the dumbest plan of all time.
Yeah.
If
If Dead Reckoning was like an 8, this was more, for me, like a 7, I guess.
Oh, it was
That
not
still
that
sounds
close.
pretty good.
It was not that close for me.
That's pretty good.
Dead Reckoning's an 8. This is like a 4 for me. I did not enjoy it.
It wasn't that bad. The second half was
Even when he
good
goes
Mission
underwater,
Impossible
that
movie.
took forever. They look. I'm not. Again, I won't spoil anything. But there were so many times where it's like, oh, the AI can predict the future, And Tom Cruise is like, oh shit, I better make sure that doesn't happen. And then like nothing ever comes of what AI was predicting. It was like, so AI was wrong. All right, thanks. Like that movie.
So AI is not all knowing.
I was very bored. Very bored. And you should never feel bored in a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, I do agree. They should have made some cuts in the first half because that would have kept it. That would have kept the pace up for the second half. But I still thought the second half was good enough.
You could have taken the first 90 minutes and condensed it into 20.
Okay,
20
hold on.
minutes.
You got that. So here's a question for both of y'all, since y'all have seen both. Should have been one movie.
Oh, sure. This movie was pointless.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Like there were nothing like really got added to this movie in terms of like plot or like
Second movie's a cash grab.
basically.
But then you would have had to make some pretty significant cuts to Dead Reckoning, and that one was really good.
You could have condensed it all in that, but I just oh man, I don't know. The editing style too, where it was just like 1 second we're here and the next second it just changes and we're somewhere else and there's no explanation. It was very odd. Everything about it was strange for me. So for me, it's no. Aaron suggests you go see it. So you gotta trust one of us, I guess.
I'm trusting Aaron. I want to see it.
Good. You do that. All right. Let's do some fan questions. By the way, don't go see it at Regal because they tried to charge me $25 a ticket for IMAX. I saw it AMC matinee for $10 a ticket. So yeah,
$25?
I'm not paying $25.
You can't even just blame Regal. I tried to go see it at a Star, and their like elite screen, they wanted to charge like 21 or 22 for their seats. Fuck right off with that.
Is that where you saw it though?
Yeah, but we saw a different showing that didn't really work as well for us. But it's like fuck you if I'm going to pay $45 for two tickets.
This is what theaters have to do now, I guess, because not enough people are showing up. So now we have to pay double the price to compensate for the people not showing up.
But you know what was wild though? When I was looking around for showings last night, like everything was almost sold out at every theater. Like as much as they made about the last one, Dead Reckoning, it kind of underperformed and didn't really make as much money as they were hoping it would. All the showings were almost sold out last night, and I saw it's already globally made over 100 million.
I wonder if there's going to be a big dip in the second week.
So maybe people are showing up for the last one just because it's the last one.
Yeah. Also, a lot of theaters now are making they're putting less seats in the theater. And instead, they're like, every theater is the recliner. So go to sleep. Just go to sleep if you need to. Can you just come here? Just come here, buy the food, and go to sleep.
Get some drinks and some burgers and fall asleep.
Fall asleep.
Food in your belly.
Yeah. So, and that's how they're justifying now it's $20 a ticket, so whatever.
Interesting. So do I see it in theaters or wait 2 more weeks for it to be out on HBO?
Yeah, I would wait. I think it'll be on Paramount, I'm sure, because Paramount has all of them. It's Paramount's property.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It did make, after watching it, I was like, now I got to go watch one of the ones I like.
Which
instead.
one?
I like the last one. I like Ghost Protocol, which is the 4th one.
Oh, are we ranking them now?
No, I can't rank them. I don't remember them enough to rank them all.
Number 1 is still my favorite.
Yeah. I'd have to see 1 and 2 again. I'd like to see 1 and 2 again.
2 was the one with the birds, the John Woo birds, right? Was that 2? The doves?
With Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I thought that was 3.
Was that 3?
What?
Oh.
The one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No, that's
I thought
2.
that was 3.
See, there's so many of them, we get confused. Maybe we need to do a ranking soon.
Maybe I am wrong. Yeah, I guess you're right. It must be 3. Who fucking cares? This is not important. But yeah, okay. Mission Impossible. Yeah, you're right. 3. So that's the one. 3. The one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
So 2 is.
Because you actually had a great actor be the villain. That's another problem in this fucking Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. The villain is just like a mustache twirling guy who doesn't really have anything to do. He's so boring.
By the way,
Why
Philip
can't
Seymour
anybody
Hoffman.
Christoph Waltz?
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Fun fact: is in Twister.
That's true. He was in Twister.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's do some fan questions. The Rizzler, have you guys watched Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts show on Netflix? It's great. Finally, we're officially stepping away from the woke, sensitive cancel culture. No humor.
I love how this dude calls that out every week.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
No,
maybe
I
I might check it out. I don't know.
I saw this was on there, and I do like Tom Segura,
Yeah.
but I hadn't heard if it was good or not.
Right. Amir, I'm watching Alan Ritchson in Blue Mountain State, and he's really fucking funny. Like, he's the reason to watch the show. I really like him in Reacher, too, though he's 3 times the size compared to then. You should give it another try. Andrew, I'm okay. I have enough I need to watch.
I've actually never seen Blue Mountain State.
I'm on my 5th rewatch of Breaking Bad, so I just can't fit Reacher in right now.
Andrew just has to watch the same 5 things over and over and over
He's
again.
a 5 moves of doom.
What was Blue Mountain State?
A football team.
Football.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
It was like was it a comedy or a drama? It was a comedy, right?
I don't know. I think it was a comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
think
looked
it was
like
a
a comedy.
comedy high school football team.
Yeah. Harpoon Finger Fuck. Just seen the new Final Destination. It was awesome. Just for the death scenes, obviously. Not a fan of any kind of horror movies, but this was the exception. I mean, yeah, the parodies of those movies are even funnier, like that people make online, just because of the unique ways that people die.
I've been hearing that about this one. That this one's kind of a standout in the series.
Right. Also, 3rd time doing the D-Box seats at Cinemark, but first time it was worth it. Okay.
D-Box?
Yeah, where the seats shake.
Oh.
To me, it's never worth it. I'm not into that shit.
I've not done one of those yet.
The 4DX is even worse. That's the one I told you guys about like a year or two ago, where I saw Fast and Furious. What was it, 10 or 11? Whatever the last one was, 10.
See, I would think
And the whole-
that would be the movie you see it for.
No,
Yeah,
it's
right?
worse than D-Box. The whole row, it's like a roller coaster.
No,
And then
thank
like
you.
when the cars, for the most part, it just shakes you like this, back and forth. It just shakes you, and you want to vomit.
See, if
was
it
fucking
actually
terrible.
like tilted you the directions, with
I
that
told
would
you,
be.
my wife brought her tumbler full with hot tea. It was in the cup holder, and the thing shook, and the hot tea went fucking flying out of the fucking tumbler.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Ah, damn it.
No, thank you.
we almost had to sue them for fucking burns.
Should have.
The Val Venus Fluffer. Just listen to your funniest actor bracket. Matthew Perry should have been included. Whole 9 yards, Friends. And my personal favorite was with Chris Farley, Almost Heroes.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that
it was.
one.
It's tough to fit everybody into a bracket.
Yeah, I mean,
Whole 9 yards was good.
I don't know if he could have beaten anyone that was on that bracket. I liked Friends, when it was out at the time, but overall, I don't know about that. KJ, when are you guys going to review good movies again? I think I speak for all the fans when I say that you guys gushing over movies we all love is great content. I've probably heard the Dark Knight review 5 times now. Start with Inception or Departed if you're doing it, please.
Major League?
We might have done that. Have we done Major League?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's hard to do comedies though.
Because then we're just repeating jokes.
Yeah, that's.
See, that's the issue I had with doing movies that we love, because then we're just sucking it off, and I don't
like-
know if we were saying anything interesting about them.
It really is tough because it's like, hey, remember that really cool part when they did this, and
Yeah.
then remember when
We're
this
like
happens?
Chris Farley in essence. Remember when Die Hard was,
Some people like the member berries.
I guess clearly KJ
Yeah.
likes it. We'll always do what the fans want. So
Maybe we can do one of Andrew's favorites, so we
Ninja
can
Turtles? Ninja Turtles?
take a day off and just watch him do impressions.
have we done Inglourious Bastards yet?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, that movie's been coming up on my timeline.
I kind of want to do Kill Bill just so that Josh could finally watch it.
It's scary, isn't it?
No, you fucking idiot!
God damn it, Josh.
No? Okay.
What the fuck is scary about it?
Doesn't she like slice someone's eye out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not horror. It's Tarantino, dude.
Fucking pussy.
God damn it.
You're just sexist. You just can't stand a movie with a female lead. Is that it, Josh?
Oh,
you
you-
sexist son of a bitch.
Tits. That's right. That's my bad.
Uh-huh.
Feet?
There are feet. See, it's
All
Tarantino.
right. I might be interested.
Uma Thurman's feet, not great. CM Funk, hey guys,
pass.
WWE has fallen off for me. Bunch of pricks. The Bronze Stable was going to be the saving grace for me, but they did nothing with it. I'm going to stop watching as much. But you guys are the ones who made it fun every week, so I thought it would only be right to come over to Hogwash.
Oh, thank you.
And then he said, Josh, spell anaconda. That's too hard. That's too hard for him.
ACC.
Oh,
AC.
my. Hold on. Wait. Hold
What?
on. Wait,
Let's-
I want to see what you spell. Go
Spell the
ahead.
whole thing.
ACC.
Oh God, no!
Go.
It's okay. Okay, I'm hearing it now. ANCC.
Yeah.
DONN. I'm not even gonna finish.
Come on,
it.
keep going.
Anaconda. DA. Is there
DA.
DA?
Okay.
Ancadonda.
It's not bad.
Ancadonda.
I'll be honest. That's better than I thought I would
My
get.
anaconda don't. My ancadonda don't. My ancadonda don't want none of that you got.
My anaconda won't break. No.
Oh,
it's
Sir
good.
Mix-a-Lot's having a stroke. Oh no.
That's actually not bad. I thought I would do much
Josh,
worse.
it was really bad, you piece of shit.
No, I felt pretty confident. I liked it. I think I would spell it that way going forward.
Okay. Pop Culture Junkie, push, fire, bury these potential topics for future episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. The tragedy of Ashley Massaro, exploring the story of a WWE diva, her struggles, her controversial lawsuit, and her tragic death. Yeah, she was also a
I'll
suicide.
pass tragic deaths.
The Boys Club, wrestling's gender problem, stories of sexism, harassment, toxic culture in the industry, and how women fought for respect in and out of the ring. That could be interesting.
Narrated by Tony
That
Atlas.
seems like maybe more of a documentary than a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah. The life and lies of Sable, from groundbreaking diva to courtroom drama, how Reina Mero challenged the system and what got buried along the way. I would say yes to that just because Jim Cornette would be on it and he
Yup.
hates her.
Yep.
He hates Sable.
I would push the Sable thing
There to
for
push
sure.
that.
They had a
one.
courtroom drama?
What are you talking about?
Is that not what it said? Courtroom drama?
Oh, yeah. Well, she sued Vince
Yes.
for sexual harassment.
Okay. I got it.
And then her husband went back to work for Vince
Sure.
after she sued him for sexual.
That's right.
Sure.
Bobby the Mark Stoydam. Fun fact, I was in a movie with Alan Richardson that came out in 2007. It was filmed in the next town over, and he was my coach, and we played a game of Pee-wee football.
Nice.
It's called Steam, and if you find it, I'm number 21 on the yellow team.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Bobby the Mark.
Way to go.
I didn't know Alan Richardson was even in Hollywood in 07.
Steam movie. Oh, that's interesting. What the fuck is this movie about?
I don't-
Steam tells the story of 3 women linked only by the steam room at a local gym. Yeah, Bobby, I don't think
that-
I'm checking out your movie, but
that-
congratulations.
Hold on, that can't be it.
That's
What?
it.
That can't be
What
it.
scene was
That's-
Alan
Is it from
Rickman the coach?
2007? Oh, it is.
That's it, yeah.
That's so weird.
And there's
Yeah.
a football scene in this movie?
5 out of 10 stars. Well,
Were they
that's-
trying to bang Alan Rickman or something?
Rickman?
Richmond.
Richson.
Yeah, there he
Jesus.
is. This is it.
Holy shit. All right. I can't wait to see Doris get her groove back. I guess that's what that
Interesting.
3 women in a steam room telling stories. Wow, that sounds fun.
Is there at least like a shootout in this movie or something?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. But all right, that's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing us. We also have exclusive videos on the YouTube channel at Hollywood Hogwash Pod. Also follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod, and become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Next week, it's the season 6 finale of Dark Side of the Ring. This one is on Muhammad Hassan, the terrorist wrestler, even though he was Italian.
Okay, we're going to end on a high. That's sort of what it sounds like.
Yeah, see you next week.